Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I am here to talk through my 2026 planner plans, or what I am working through right now in my mind. So this is in the very back of my Aura by Annie Plants B6 Daily Classic that I've been going through. And I saw, I think her channel name is called My Dandelion Dreams, but I saw her do a video like this, and I thought it might be helpful for me to do a very similar thing, going through what I already know for 2026 and what I'm a little less sure about, so that we can kind of talk through these things, and maybe you all have some suggestions for me as well. If you hear noises in the background, sorry, that's a mixture of my cat and me moving things around. Anyway, so for 2026, I think I'm going to end up with 5 planners, and I kind of want to talk through all 5 of those. And I think we might go through from easiest to most difficult. So I'm going to start by talking about the 5-year journal. So I'm just going to underline keep current system. Since 2023, 2023, 24, and now 2025, I've been using this 5-year journal. It's, I think, one of those like Point Park kinds of journals from Joann's. I don't know if they're still available. It's already a little beat up for sure. But I've just been going through this and doing this journaling every day. I would like to continue that through 2026 and 2027, finish out this planner, get 5 full years in there. So I'm just going to keep doing it. I just write a few lines a day. Usually they're in complete sentences. It's a mixture of how I'm feeling, what we did during the day, things going on in the world. Sometimes when we're on vacation, I'll just fill it in when we get back with like highlights of the day in like a bullet point list, something like that. Very loose, very free flowing kind of system, but it's just a little like quick journaling every day kind of situation. And that's really all I do with that. And I just want to keep that up for the next couple of years, I think, to see how that goes. The next easiest is my reading journal. So for this, I set up monthly spreads and short tracking of all books. And I do readathon tracking. And for this one, I think what I'm going to do, so this year I am in this Artist Loft dot grid. You can see it's getting a little crunchy from some of the washi, but I am going through this one. I think I'll have a little space left over this year. I got quite close on last year's journal, but I actually was just at Michael's, and this is the same journal, but in kind of like this mulberry wine color. It's still a dot grid. I'll walk you through it in more detail at some point in the future, but it's still a dot grid, and it has all the features that I need. So I think my plan is going to just be to use this Artist Loft journal for 2026. So I think dot grid specifically. I've been doing this for the last few years for my reading journals, and it seems like it really works out pretty well for me to keep using this same system. So I think I'm going to continue to do that. So I have these 2. The next easiest is creative memory keeping, I guess we'll call it. So for this one, I need monthly, I'm probably going to keep doing it as gratitude or highlights, weekly vertical for stickers. So what I'm using this year is this B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner, and the blank pages for the monthly It's just like a nice simple monthly spread. And then there's very blank weekly spreads as well. And my plan, I have another one of these on in my stash. So I'm going to use the B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner again. I don't know what I'm going to do after 2026, but I think I feel pretty good about doing that at least through 2026. So those are kind of the 3 easiest for me to keep track of because I already have decisions made on these. Now we get to the more complicated side. First up is a health journal. So I need lots of monthly tracking. So I track a whole bunch of symptoms. I track my sleep. I track my water intake, caffeine intake, a bunch of other things that all kind of go into what I track on the monthly. I need space for weather. I track the daily weather, and it's not just highs, lows, the like, is it raining, snowing, something like that. I also track humidity levels. I track amount of daylight. I track common allergens. I track air quality, all things that I can pull from like I usually use AccuWeather from the app. But I can pull all that information to give a kind of better picture of the weather. And then I need a weekly for exercise and meal tracking. So what I've been doing for this system right now is I have this very simple college ruled notebook. I found it in my stash, and I've just been using this, and I just set up the pages every week. Let me see. I think I can show you the weekly page for this week because I'm filming this on a Monday. I don't want to show you my anything else, like any of my monthly trackers, but this is my week. And all you can see right now is I set up the weather for today. But otherwise, it's very blank, very simple, and I just fill it in with details that I track elsewhere. And then for the monthly, I have a very simple table. I have my sleep here, and then I have a bunch of different symptoms and things like that that I track, and I just fill everything in as we go. So this system is currently working pretty well. So I could just keep it in a notebook. I'm going to just mark lined. I might even be able to keep it in this current notebook. It has 70 sheets. I've been tracking since mid-May. So maybe it could just stay in this one for an extra year. I could also buy a weekly planner. So I don't even know what those might be. It could be like Day Designer. I could use one of the like random kind of cheap ones from like Staples. And then I have like some question marks. I don't know what else could be an option. Definitely let me know what your recommendations are. Do you have something that has a ton of tracking space that's quite flexible, plus weekly spreads? Otherwise, I might just keep it in the notebook because it is so customized to exactly what I need. But I'm really not sure on this one on what I should be doing. And then the last thing that I need is my daily planner. So that's what we're currently in right now. So things that I put in this, I need a monthly, and that needs to have habit tracking and tending list, space for video tracking. So those all need to go. I think in my monthly, that's really the best place for me to put that kind of stuff. I don't like weekly habit trackers because then I don't really see long-term trends. I also need space for weekly tasks. So like a task list. I do think this could be an extra page in the monthly that I set up with columns for each week, so that I can like mark in where things need to happen. But it does need to be something weekly. I need space for exercise tracker, and I need to track the weather. These are just high level information. And then I need daily and I need space for, I need an hourly calendar, and I need lots of to-do space. So this one, this whole vertical, I use 1/3 of the page for, excuse me, for my hourly calendar, and the whole rest of the page gets used for daily tasks. So that means that I can fit, I don't know, like 45 tasks or something like that vertically. I don't use that much space every day, but I need that much space to be able to take notes, and I use it pretty regularly. So I just want that much space for every day. So for this one, I could use the Aura Estelle that I'm using right now. I could use maybe a sterling ink. I know there's a journey planner that I have not explored a lot. Hemlock and oak, I'm not sure has enough weekly space, but might be a possibility. And then the Hobonichi, the cousin, I think would be what I would need to have enough space. This is where I feel the most uncertain. Factors that will play a role. One, what is available that fits all of these kinds of things. Two, what kind of paper are they using? This is the Tomoe River paper, and I do really like it. I'm really not, I don't use fountain pens in here a lot, so it doesn't really have to be fountain pen friendly, but it needs to be very bleed safe. I do not want it to bleed through. Ghosting does not bother me, but I don't want it to bleed through, and I want it to dry quite quickly. If you haven't noticed, I am left-handed, and so drying quickly is super key. I use, this is a Pentel Energel. Here's what the refills look like. In a 0.3. So I write pretty small typically, but I do need to be able to have all of that set up. And then the third factor that comes into play is cost. And the reason that I'm having so much hesitancy here is that currently, I think I could just buy the Aura Estelle again. It would work for me, do the same B6 Daily Classic, or I could decide to try the Hobonichi, for example, and do a little bit different weekly kinds of setups, which also might work out. These other ones are also potentials. I don't know as much about them, and so I'm a little more uncertain about if they would work for me or not. The factor that comes into play with cost, in addition to just how much money it costs, is the tariff situation in the US. Unfortunately, our government has decided to impose a lot of tariffs, and we really don't know what's happening. So anything I pre-order in August may or may not have ludicrous tariffs attached to it come October, when most of these things ship. And so I'm very nervous about that situation. So this is the planner that I am for sure the most uncertain about. So please let me know down below your recommendations for a daily planner that meets all of these requirements. I want to look at all of them, and I want to consider all of them. And let me know what you like, don't like, your thoughts, any of those kinds of factors on any of these things, because I would love to hear your suggestions for this particular section. So I think that's all I have for today. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know your thoughts on any of the planners, but especially the daily planner. Let me know what your suggestions are, things I should look at, all of that kind of stuff. I want to hear about it for sure. If you don't have anything that you want to leave down below, leave me a planner just to let me know you're here. I would love to hear from you, say hi, all of that good stuff. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. You'll see in progress and finished spreads in this daily planner. It's really only in progress spreads, but I'll show you in progress and finished spreads. I'll tag the shops when relevant, or include them in the alt text on Blue Sky. I'll show you bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.